It is the Lowdown. Let me fix my cameras. Things got moved around. It's all brought to you by Pickdawgz.com. Please click the like and subscribe button. That helps us out. And if you click the notification button, it'll let you know anytime one of these gets posted. Got to tell you about the Concrete Inner Circle. Things have been going great on there. Hope you guys give it a try and check it out. If you text Inner Circle to the number you're seeing there, we can get started on it. It's a rated system. I really like what we're doing over there with the Concrete Inner Circle. So would love more people to get involved and see how we're setting this up. But appreciate the people that have dropped by and checked it out. You can always check out the premium plays at Pickdawgz.com. I'm thinking this one's going to be a little bit of a short one, guys. I mean, I'll go over the stuff I normally go over. I'm finally out of pain, no more dental pain. I feel good, and everything else is just going to shit today. So I'm not going to get into all the personal stuff, but it's like every single time you turn a corner, something's wrong. One of my kids left a freezer open, and I think I just threw out about $1,200 worth of food. And that's probably not even the worst part of today. But yeah, yesterday was a weird one for me. I had a winning day. I missed my triple play because the Rockets game went to double overtime. I had the under there. I had the Lakers, bad pick. Well, I'd say bad pick, yes, because it didn't work out. And we just saw like basically two Lakers show up. And God, is DeAndre Ayton just worthless. I mean, what a worthless player. No defense, doesn't add anything, doesn't want to work hard. It's a terrible signing by the Lakers. And that's just who he is. It's the same guy that got snowed in with a porn star and didn't show up for a game because he didn't know how to get out of his driveway. Just dumb. Anyway, so with the other stuff yesterday, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I said for whatever reason, I've done a fairly good job in hockey, and I think I'm on a 4-game win streak now, or it's 4-1, something like that. I thought it was a 4-game streak. I won both games last night, had the Kings under. The damn Islanders game, was talking about how I thought it was going to be the highest scoring game on the slate. 4 goals in the first. I'm like, yeah, let's get it. 2 more quick goals there in the second. And with about 30 minutes left to go in the game, 10 minutes in the second period, it just stopped. No more scoring. They made you sweat all the way until a few minutes left and got that goal to make it 4-3 to get us over the 6.5. I hit Western Kentucky, which I love that play. But Western Kentucky went scoreless in the second half and let the game go to overtime. And you're getting 3.5. That is not what you want to see in overtime. Granted, you're happy with the hook. If you kick a field goal, they score a touchdown. They're not kicking the extra point at that time. You've got outs there, but they ended up, going for 2 and winning by 1. So, yeah, we won that game. And the other college game, just too much scoring. I had the under. As I said, I don't know if I said it on here or if no, I think I said it on here. That was like my least favorite play. That's why it was more of a lean than anything. But that's why I didn't put it up as a premium play, the Kennesaw State game to go under the total. But overall, I was 3-2 on the site. I was 2-1 in my triple play, which sucked. I have a ton up on Wednesday, as I loved a lot in the NBA. Love the Knicks. Love the Bulls over. Pistons were one of those sneaky teams that played way faster than everybody thought last year. And by the end of the season, their totals were approaching the 240s. I mean, they've done a good job with early on in the season with a 233.5 on the Bulls game. But I just still think we get a great pace with a lot of shots put up. The only difference is, and we had this last year, if you guys were betting on Bulls overs or even just watching their games, they had some really high totals and people would hammer the unders and I would be all over going over the total. And the Bulls had 2 games last year where I think it was against the Hornets where they missed like 35 3-pointers. It was like the worst 3-point shooting game in the history of the league. Or maybe it was the history of the Bulls or Hornets. Both of their games. Both games, maybe they played them more than 2. But 2 of the games they played was the worst 3-point shooting I think I've ever seen in a game. And they just didn't stop shooting them. So, but I like that a lot. I was on... we talked about the Missouri State over yesterday as a lean. The more I broke that game down, I liked Missouri State to win. I just thought it was a more solid play than the over. I still like the over, but ultimately I went with that, and I went with the over in Delaware, which was a freemium yesterday. I believe we gave that out. What else? As far as NHL plays, I did bet Buffalo, as that was like a pick'em game, and I like them at home in this spot. And I think that's it. It was just, here, I got it right in front of me. Why am I even doing this? Yeah, that's it. Oh, I like the Hawks, the Spurs, Mavs under, which we talked about, the Magic. Yeah, so that was it for me. Let's get into the games for today. So what I'm going to do is there's 2 NBA games, 1 college football game, and 1 NFL game. We're going to talk about all of them. You're going to get another freemium for me on the NFL game. But here we go. South Alabama and Georgia State. Guys, this is going to be brief as I run through this. So my apologies for a short podcast. As I always tell you, I'll try to be better tomorrow. But it's just a rough day, and I want to go eat lunch, take my medicine, and lay down. Bama's minus 5.5. South Alabama. I don't think I should call them Bama. 56.5 is the total. It's another one of those spots where I think you get the live home dog on an island game. This is Georgia State's night. Now, look, most people are going to be watching the NFL. You got to tell the college kids that. It's a nationally televised game for them at Georgia State, and how often will you get those? I think Georgia State plays much better at home here. I'm not telling you they win. I think South Alabama is clearly the better team. But I feel like this is one of those 3 or 4 point games. You're getting 5.5. I'll gladly take that at home. Give me Georgia State. Let's go on to the NBA. So this is interesting. Oklahoma City, the great comeback win against the Rockets. And man, Rockets are going to have some work to do. I know they were on the road, but they were winning that game. And you had a situation where Shea did not play like SGA, right? He just didn't. They're missing Jalen Williams, the good Jalen Williams. The other one's just a big guy, rebounds. He's fine, but the other one's the star player. Missing him. Chet Holmgren was going off early. Alperen Sengun had the game of his life last night. I mean, he was just on fire. If you were playing DFS, I think he dropped like a 70 burger. The only person that was better than him was Luka. Both of those guys, I think, dropped 70 burgers in DFS. It's just crazy. And what that means is scoring 70 fantasy points. So for people that don't play daily fantasy DFS. But Oklahoma City here is favored by 7.5 at Indiana, 228.5. So they go from playing at home, first road game, Pacers home opener. So here's what we know. I just told you Jalen Williams didn't play in that game. I don't expect him back anytime soon. I think he's going to be out for a short period of time. I got to double check to see the length of that injury, but I don't expect him in this game. With Indiana, we'll see how much we can do this with the NBA. If they're putting more games out the day before and I get spreads on them, we're going to talk about them and break them down, and I'll tell you how I'm feeling. But my assumption is as the season goes on, it's going to be more and more difficult to get the games ahead. It's just easier when they start the season, especially this is Indiana's first game, I believe, OKC second. But Indiana without Tyrese Halliburton, not a lot of huge moves in the offseason. OKC just kind of has their core together. A nice group there. I was surprised. Cason Wallace looked good in that game. I thought he was passing the ball well. But this is a situation where I do think 7.5 is too much on the road for Indiana's home opener. I know what people are going to say without Tyrese Halliburton. I looked at the total at 228.5, and I want to bet the over, but I'm not going to. It all depends on the pace Indiana plays. And they were, even without Halliburton over the past 2 years, they had games where they got super up-tempo, and TJ McConnell's running that second unit, but he comes in with the first unit when Halliburton's out, and it doesn't look like they missed a beat. Benny steps up, Mathurin, and the rest of that group. You still have good players there, and I feel like, I know there's been some changes, big man, with Miles Turner out. There's a lot of things to kind of look at. So I'm going to take the Pacers at home plus the points. I do think OKC wins this game, but I just think it might be too many points on the road to start off the season in a home opener. So it's more, like I said, it's my lean would be to the Pacers. Let's go to Denver and Golden State. Denver's favored by 1.5 on the road. We get a 238.5 total. That's just beautiful. The one thing I know, I do think the Warriors are a good team if they stay healthy, and I know the injury bug's going to get them because it always does every year where somebody's sitting out, whether it's Draymond. Draymond picked up his first technical 7 minutes into the game last night. Whether it's Draymond or Steph always gets some kind of injury. As good as he is, hand injury, ankle injury, something's going to happen. Jimmy Butler, he gets banged up through the year, plays hard. So it's one of those weird things. But the other thing I know about Golden State is they can't stop Jokic. And I know you'd say most teams can't stop him. He flat out eats against them. I'm going to take the Nuggets here on the road. And I know it's Golden State's home opener. I know the Nuggets have some wholesale changes, things that make no more Russell Westbrook. That might be a bump for some of you guys and a bonus. Chris Braun gets that. What is it? $125 million for 5 years, $25 million a year, and he averages 9 points. I think he's an excellent player, but man, the money they give away in the NBA is just ridiculous, comparatively speaking, to other sports. And granted, I know you got 12 men on a roster, 15 if you start expanding, and some of the other guys that are in street clothes. But yeah, it's a good bit, man, to be spending on a guy that averages 9 points. Whew. Like I was looking at it, wasn't there? Who was it? Oh, a football player just signed a big deal, an extension, and they were talking about how this guy's a premier player at his position. Was it Micah Parsons? Maybe a Micah Parsons extension. I'm spitballing here. Don't mind me. I'm actually doing a podcast and just thinking out loud to myself. But I do think Denver's the play here. They make that trade. Michael Porter Jr., which I like this. I like Cameron Johnson better. Michael Porter Jr. is a glorified scorer. Shoots a ton. I don't think he adds much anywhere. He does not play defense. I think Cam's a better defensive player. With Aaron Gordon back, yeah, that's your main guy, I think, on defense that you try to put on the team's the best player on the opposing team. So I'd like this team. I still think the Nuggets are going to be really good this year. I just think they're the better team in this spot. So my lean would be to the Nuggets. Guys, check out Pickdawgz.com, all the premium plays over there. I know I put up a ton. I put up 5 NBA plays for Wednesday night. I'll kind of do that from time to time if I really like the board, and I did. And again, it's the opening night, so maybe you're getting a little too aggressive, or maybe I'm getting a little too aggressive, but I do like those plays. And again, it's not like I don't think I did anything ridiculous. Like, some baseball days we had 5-6 baseball plays. I just liked 5 NBA plays a lot, so I put them all up as premium plays. And with the NFL game, again, I told you it's going to be a freemium. I thought about just like, I hate doing this where I want to talk about this game. I know like the whole thought process is don't give out all your plays and you don't want to give out free plays and the things that people will tell you. I don't mind it. I just don't want to sit here and tell you that I like either one of the sides here. Because the short week, the Vikings offense, just disappointing. People are talking about how good Carson Wentz was terrible. He got hot at the right time, but he was terrible missing guys. Like, I don't even know what he saw in the last play when you had a guy in the flat that's wide open, and he looked that way and did not throw the football. There's not a defender around him. And I'm going, what is that? Skying the ball over people's heads. It seemed like he got a little gun shy. Yeah, he got into a rhythm there and was feeding Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson as much as he could. But he's not good. I don't think J.J. McCarthy's good either. But again, we haven't seen enough of him to make that statement. And the Chargers, they're so banged up. Like, it's a Jekyll and Hyde team. You just don't know what you're going to get. And I've talked about this. The greatest advantage in the NFL is a home game on a Thursday night. So here we are at this spot. Total is 44.5. Chargers favored by 3.5. I don't have a feel for the side. And I'm sitting here going, I'm not going to give out something that I don't like. And I don't like either side of this game. My play is the under. I know we've got them banged up, but I still think this Brian Flores defense can be tough. Justin Herbert made quite a few mistakes against the Colts. And even though he looked good in the fourth quarter, that's kind of who we got. I mean, I agree with Jay when Jay calls him social media quarterback. Like, he's really good, but he hasn't done anything to be put in the upper echelon with the rest of these guys. And I like Herbert. I think Herbert's going to be a really good quarterback. But, man, does his name get tossed in the top 5 quarterbacks all the time when, man, I ain't seen him do anything yet. So, I mean, look, you have games where you're like, oh, man, he looks great in the pocket. He's got a rifle for an arm, all that stuff. The thing I like about these two teams is I think their defenses can get after it. Khalil Mack came back last week. I think this is a spot where the under's the right side. And it's weird on Thursday night games because I feel like you get the crazy shootouts like we've seen. I think, what was that, last week that happened? I know I called the one Rams 49ers one where I thought it was going to be a shootout. And then, I mean, everybody hammered the under and it dropped like 2 or 3 points. And I gave my play out early and I'm like, well, damn, I'm stuck with this. And then it skied over the total. You didn't have to worry about it. But with these two teams, I think the defenses show up. But there's more times than not on Thursday nights without healthy teams, without great offenses or good offenses. And maybe they are good. Without that, I think the under's the right play. I mean, I think points are going to be at a premium. We might see more field goals and touchdowns in this game. It's just my thoughts and handicapping it. But my free play would be on the under. All right, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys win some cash. I'll be back tomorrow.